Welcome to Down to Dunk. This is episode 1001, by the way. I've got these balloons behind me if you're on the stream. I thought about getting a 1 and then getting all the numbers and just keep on just putting on a new balloon number for every single episode. I'm your host, Andrew Schlecht. With me today, as always on Mondays, is my good friend, Michele Berra. Michele, what is up?
Well, new millennium, apparently. So
I know.
I'm glad to be on episode 1001. That is awesome.
I just continue to be overwhelmed by the response to our 1000th episode. I keep getting emails and DMs and tweets. It is overwhelming to me, and I feel so blessed and just honored to be able to do this, and for it to mean something to so many people. I mean, it has blown me away, and it's been so great to do. I'm glad that we did it the way we did it, because I don't know. It was really great. It was really life-giving to me. And then there's tons of people I miss shouting out, but the one that I didn't shout out that I felt the most bad about all weekend, and this is how my brain works, is like we do this really fun episode and then I just think about the things I didn't do on it all weekend. I didn't shout out John Hamm on that pod, and it's my biggest regret, because John Hamm was on our Wednesday show. It was Hot Ham Wednesday every week. He provided a lot of content for us, through the years. And then when the Dream Team started, I kind of took him out of the rotation just so that we could have, exclusivity with Ham in like podcast form over there. So, but yeah, big shouts to John Hamm. He's been a good friend to me. He's been a great podcast host for After Dark. If you listen to that, he and Michele do a really good job. I was flabbergasted that you guys recorded 27 minutes for this last episode. I looked at there's been very few things that have like just knocked me out whenever I look at like the podcast feed, but that was one of them. I was like, 27 minutes. I listened to all 27 minutes. It was great. Blew me away. You did that long of a show. But yeah, shouts to John Hamm and for, his contributions to Down to Dunk, and then like his contributions to making the Thunder fan base just a smarter fan base. So big shouts.
Yeah, John is great. And if you allow, Andrew, I want to say a few words, because I mean, on Friday I was in no good microphone, no nothing. It was kind of hearing and not hearing. When you say, well, I'm overwhelmed, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's great. But you need to understand how important this podcast is to people. It was to me, because thanks to you and to the exposure and to, I got access to things that I couldn't believe. Like I could work on an article with Fred Katz, mainly because we did this podcast together. And so it's good, and it's really family. When you hear, well, even if I'm part of the group, every Friday I I wait for the podcast to drop, and on every Wednesday I wait for the podcast to drop, and because it's part of your life and it's part of your routine, and it gives you comfort when you have a bad day at work. I mean, you can laugh when Taylor goes crazy. I mean, the trivia. I mean, I know that Jay said that it was, kind of hard to do all this recording, but for us listener, that was. It was in the middle of the pandemic, and the only thing that you could do was take a walk and listen to a podcast, because there was nothing else literally to do. Yeah. So it's unbelievable. You deserve a lot of the credit, because it's you and it's us that help you out, and at least this is my view. And so you deserve everything. And yeah, that's it.
Well, thank you. It's been quite a ride, and can't wait to do episode 2000 someday. Can't wait to do episode 5,000 when I'm an old man. That'll be fun times. Let's go to Tankathon, because the Thunder right now sit at 21-46. No, 21-48. Oh, I had a really old Tankathon page up on my screen for some reason. 21-48. They've lost 7 in a row, 1-9 in last. And that stupid Boston game, Michele, that has screwed everything up. Because had they won that game, they'd be tied for second right now with Detroit.
Yeah.
Maybe it is without a doubt the worst win in Thunder franchise history, right? I don't think that's hyperbole. I don't think that's hyperbole at all.
Yeah, I mean it's a stupid victory for sure. It's all Boston fault though. I mean it can happen.
That team is stupid. That team sucks. I hate that team. That is such. That team should be much better, and they just cannot get wins.
Maybe this is their punishment. I mean, they are just not consistent. They are.
Yeah.
They should be very, very good, even if Kemba doesn't play.
Yeah.
I mean, they have 3 very, very good players. I don't have any idea why they decided to give away Tice. I mean, I have absolutely no idea.
Luxury tax.
Yeah, but yes, of course, yes. But don't get Fournier. I mean, why are you doing? It's all to me. Man. It's unbelievable. I mean, you have something real. I mean, you cannot waste a year. I mean, the tale of OKC should be a tale that everyone reads and react. I mean, there is no such thing as certainty in terms of health. Like next year, Tatum and Brown could be down because of injuries. Sure. I mean, I really hope not, because they are so much fun, and the East with 2 stars is better than without. But I mean, you really waste a year almost in their prime. That is, to me, I mean, they know that you wasted a year. They really know, and if that lingers, I mean, you are not sure of what happens in 2 years. I mean, Tatum can ask out just because he didn't maximize his time with Jaylen Brown. I mean, those things happen for real. So I'm not saying that Boston is on a downwards path, because when you have that talent, you are always in a good spot. But wasting a year is not the wise choice, especially because, I mean, yes, he signed Fournier. So what? What options do you have now? I mean, he's expiring, if I'm not mistaken. So
he is.
His salary doesn't count anything. You have the TPE. That is your only way. If you don't include
and there's not there's not as much of it left.
Yeah, because they use it for him. Yes. Yeah. So the only option is to maybe trade Kemba. But what is the value of Kemba? Is it the first? I don't know. I wouldn't pay.
No. I don't know anybody that would. I don't think you should not do that.
Yeah, I mean,
stay away from that. Everybody, if Danny calls, hang up. Yeah.
I mean, there are teams where it makes sense, but I mean, why paying? What is the leverage that they have? I mean, I'm not saying they are screwed, because again, Tatum is top 10, top 15, top 20 player in the league, depending on where he lands. But
really good.
He's really, really good. He's probably not all NBA, but borderline. So he's there. But then, like, I don't know that. But anyway, back to OKC. It was a very stupid win.
It was such a bad win. So Tuesday, May 11th. This is the day. If you're looking for a day to figure out how a lot of this stuff is going to shake out, that's the day. One, OKC plays for the 3rd time in what feels like minutes. They have to play Sacramento again. It's just, you just look at it and you're like, it has to be a misprint. Nope, they do. They play them again in Sacramento.
I forgot Tuesday night. Completely,
dude. I know.
Needle said, "Well, I don't want to see Metu play again," and John said, "Well, tomorrow, Mickey." Said, right.
Metu's okay. Metu's all right.
Yeah,
he's had a pretty good season for them. In the last 2 weeks, I've watched way more of him than I would have ever wanted to.
Nice touch.
And then, he does have nice touch. And so that day, it's OKC Sacramento. And if it's anything like it was yesterday, I mean, the Thunder lost by 28 to Sacramento. That's pretty bad. So they play them again, and then Detroit, Minnesota is that night. So huge implications here. Minnesota has been much better. They're 6-4 in the last 10. They've been a lot better, and it's pretty wild to me. Either outcome is not bad for OKC. I would guess Minnesota will win that. Minnesota is kind of on a roll here. So I would guess Minnesota wins that game if either of
Mhm.
those teams are going to win. Well, one will win, certainly. I would guess Minnesota, and then that would separate them out of this 21-47 group.
Yeah.
And the potential like 4-way ties that could happen between these teams. So we've had people ask like, what's the procedures for if teams tie? Well, one, they split the odds and then they do a coin flip is how they would do it if need be.
Yeah.
So if you're picked in the top 5, you split those odds, you get selected in the top 5, you're good to go. If you fall out of that, then you would do a coin flip for who picks first. So that's how it works. It's not anything like it is for the playoff tiebreakers. So that's that. Big week for the Thunder. They need to lose out, and
Yeah.
then they still end up under the Vegas over under, which is so wild. I mean, Michele, the Thunder have won 2 games since March 24th. They've won 2 games.
Well, that checks with the eye test. I mean,
Yeah.
it's there. I mean, you can see it, and this is. I mean, they just don't have a functional offense, and they rarely have a good defense. So that is a good recipe for a disaster. Back to the, I blacked out for a second, by the way, so I didn't hear the full sentence. But I really think that Minnesota winning, it's probably better for OKC to some degree,
Okay.
because I mean, in some sense, if you want the highest, I mean, if Detroit win and you lose out, then it's great, because at worst you are in a 4-team tie and everyone is at 21, and probably Minnesota will have they can have another win. But if they don't and you somehow win one, like the fact that you have Minnesota there and not behind you, it's great.
Yeah.
Because you get a little bit of extra. So I don't really know. Probably having Minnesota away from the tie, maybe the Magic, I don't think they can win one, but they play Philadelphia twice, and Philly will likely have nothing to play for. So the Magic can win one as well. Cleveland, it's in the same boat. I mean, Brooklyn doesn't really have anything to play for, probably. And OKC instead, I mean, Sacramento still have hopes. Utah, I mean, if they win against OKC, they probably seal the number 1 spot. And the Clippers, I mean, the Clippers are weird because they are 1 up to Denver, and Denver plays Minnesota. They play also another of these bad teams. They already played, probably, I don't know. Well, there is at least another one that is gimme. Well, Detroit and Minnesota, they play both Detroit and Minnesota. So they have a very easy schedule. And so it's unlikely that they lose ground to the Clippers. And so I really think that all the games for OKC will be meaningful. And it's likely that they lose out. So we'll see. Or at least that it's not likely that they lose out. It's likely that they will find an interested opponent, which is very good.
They're going to win. That's all I have to say. They're going to win in
Sacramento.
I predicted it last week. I'm predicting it again today. They're going to win Tuesday. Just get ready for it, everybody. This is we're getting down to the wire here, and I'm glad that this is where the Thunder are. It felt like, I mean, before they went on that run where they only won 2 games in the span of a month and a half, they had won 6 of 10.
Yeah,
that's where they were, and it was like, okay, are you guys pumped for the 10th pick in the draft? You guys pumped for that? I'm not pumped for that. Apparently, the Thunder weren't pumped for that either. A lot of it's SGA. I mean, a majority of it's SGA. But, I think there's some wacky rotations out there. They're trying guys out. Kenrich Williams isn't playing. Jalen Horde is actually, and I kind of like Jalen Horde. Is that wrong?
No. Defensively, he's quite good.
Yeah,
and he plays within himself, and
he's like a good size. I like he could be a little versatile on the defensive end. I don't think he's like poor man's Mo Harkless. Like I don't know what he is. Like he's just decent size. Like good. Like he's the size of every NBA player you want, right? Like 6'8", long arms, can run, cool.
Yeah, exactly. A nice player to keep around. I mean, if you say, well, next year I will likely give you again a two-way or even a minimum contract. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
give
do
him the
it.
two-way. Yeah, give him the two-way. Why not?
Yeah,
Who
I mean, he's a
cares?
guy that can. I mean, say you have a mild injury to someone and he has to play a week or two. I don't think he's a deterrent. He's not great offensively, not even good, but
Mm-hmm.
he can play. So defensively, so that is always a plus. And I don't dismiss the fact that with Hami, with the second unit, that unit was productive, weirdly
Yeah.
productive.
Yep.
Without, not so much.
Yep. All right. You ever do the draft simulator? The lottery simulator, I mean?
Yeah, I'm doing that
So
over the
when you
last
do
few
it,
weeks.
do you play the game in your head? Okay, now this one is the official one, and you close your eyes and you hit the button and you open your eyes
No,
to
I
see what
just
it
I
is.
just stare. No, I just stare at good combination like for like 5 seconds and say, I really hope that is the case.
Okay, I don't do this often because it's very
It's stupid.
it's unproductive, but it is interesting. So let's send
Yeah,
the
go
lottery
ahead.
real quick live on YouTube. If you're on the stream, great, you get to see it. If you're not, subscribe to our YouTube channel and you can come see
I
it.
I guess number 6 for see next one.
Yeah, here we go.
Ah,
So OKC's at 5, Houston stays at 1. Yeah, this is a
close.
hard look at reality, and then OKC
But
gets
but if
19.
that happens, that is still good.
Still
Not
good.
great, good.
And this is why you want 3. People are like, oh, I don't know why you want to. Like, this is why you want 3. They fell 2 spots, and you're still like, you can still breathe a little bit. They fall to 6, like immediately. There's no air. All the air's out of the room. Like
Yeah.
Simon again, they jump up to number 2, and they get number 5. You see, like
Wow.
that's like, oh Lord, help me, heart attack. There's heart attacks, and then there's no air in the room, and then there's like the middle, and then. Yeah,
That is good as well.
This sim is good too. 4 and 5.
Well, stop 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Cleveland calls you and says,
Oh,
we don't like Mobley, but we
yeah.
really, really, really do like Jalen Green and Jalen Suggs. Either works for us. So if you promise us to get Mobley,
Mm-hmm.
we'll give you the pick. What do you do?
So it would be like four and a future first for 2.
No. 4 and 5 for Mobley.
Screw off, bro. Get out of here. No.
That is
no
that
way,
is me
dude.
too. That is me
no
too.
way, bro. No, I like Mobley a lot. If I can have Jalen Suggs or Jalen Green and Kuminga, sorry, get out of here, dude.
What if somehow Cleveland is really high on either Jalen Suggs or Green, but they don't like Cade for some reason, and Cade is there. Would you do 4 and 5 for Cade?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Would you not? You say interesting?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting that you agree.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a really interesting outcome because I think Orlando just takes him. I think Cade is gone. And then Cleveland is a weird one. I think they just take Mobley. I think Detroit just takes whoever they like. Who would you take if you're at 3 for Detroit if Mobley's gone?
I don't.
You take Jalen Suggs.
I really need to look into Jalen Green.
Yeah. I hope they take. I mean, either one. You get Suggs or Green at 4. I'm just elated either way, to be honest.
Would you trade down with 5 if you don't like Kuminga enough?
Maybe. Who would you take?
I don't know. Yeah, you know more than me. I need to do my deep dive.
I honestly I don't know. There's some I don't know. I don't know if I would. Scotty Barnes is just a really interesting fit with this particular team and like the new age Thunder. Yeah, like he's at 6. He's 6'9". He averaged almost 6 assists per 36 minutes. Like that's more than every other guy in the top 5.
Yeah. I wonder if you do something where you trade down and you get 2 players, like you get number 6 for Golden State in that simulation, and then another one for Golden State, something like that, where you get 2 players, and I don't know. I really need to look forward to look into the players, because 4 and 5, it seems stupid to not take someone there. Just take someone.
Yeah, I think you should. I think you should just take Kuminga.
But
But it just depends on your evaluations. I mean, I can give my evaluations and they mean diddly squat. But like the Thunder, whatever their evaluations are, I have no clue. And if they trade down, it's because like they know, 1, they can pick up an additional asset. 2, like they know something we don't know. And they know lots of things we don't know. Like that's just that's the fact of the matter, is they know a ton of stuff we don't know. Except for when it comes to Ferguson and Anunoby. Like we know lots of things that they don't know.
It's still bad. Really bad.
It's bad, man. It's bad. OG could be on this team. All right, let's sim the lottery one more time, and then we'll go over to the stream.
Nice.
Oh, gosh, it's a good roll. It's a good roll. They ended up with 2 and 5. Oh Lord, help me.
That one is. I don't know if Tankathon is fixed or something, but this is the combination that by far I get. I need to run the odds and see if 2 and 5 is among the ones that give you 2 picks inside inside the top 5. If that is the likeliest, I really wonder. I don't know.
I don't know either. I gotta stop. I'm addicted now. Great.
Yeah, stop
it. Okay. Tyler Carroll's here. He's asked if he can, can I send you my Tankathon file? Yeah, man. dtdpodcast@gmail.com. Send it over.
Yeah, Tyler, you did the. I'm just talking to him right now.
Yeah.
You did all the math. I'm sure those are correct. Is there any combination that is more likely than not? It sounds not right from a mathematical standpoint, but maybe I'm missing something.
Yeah.
So if you can answer, we will probably read the answer.
Yeah, we'll read it. We're gonna go through the stream right now. Jeremy Wiggins on the stream. We have Miroslav. We have Hoopsock69 who's here. Doof214. We have Miroslav, who is in Germany. We have Acharya in India. We have Nate Thomas saying happy Monday, everybody. Nathan Creamer says such a special podcast last Friday. I smiled through the whole thing. Thank you so much. Bain in London. We have Lawrence Field in Boston. We have Wojciech in Poland. We have Yoni in Israel. We have Isaiah in the Philippines. We have Falk in Denmark. Dina Lawson in Tulsa. Let's see. Nathan Stinson in Poto, Oklahoma. We have Tutatu in the Dominican Republic. Very cool. Luke Babbitt says, late congrats on the 1,000 episodes. Love listening to you guys every week. Thank you so much. Hoops Talk 69 still on here talking. Tyler Carroll, what's up, Tyler? Tyler's doing lots of work for the Thunder community out there. Very good stuff. John Downs from Tacoma. Crimson King says, thanks for the stream. You're welcome. Jake Hendricks in Kansas City. Let's see. Andrew in Nashville. Imperfect Space Imperfect Space, who is John Dowling. He's in OKC. Thanks so much for joining. Tyler Carroll says 2 picks in the top 5. It's about 5 to 6% in it for each combo.
Yeah, I was thinking from the wrong perspective. Of course, if you get 2 in the top 5, it means that 1 is 5, and the others are just equally. Thank you, Tyler. That is obviously the right one. So it's good.
Hoopsock 69, big Scotty Barnes hater. Wow. See how much you hate him when he's on the Thunder next year. Hoops Talk. See how things are going on the moon then, bro.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Afterwards, we will talk about Thunder stats. And we're back from that quick break. Michele, we're going to talk some Thunder stats courtesy of cleaningtheglass.com.
Awesome site.
Great site. It's like the stats site, I would say, if you want to find some interesting stats. So one interesting stat that they put out there is and one percentage, which is really fun. So it's what percentage of the time of shooting fouls drawn did the player also make the shot? So these guys have to be low. These top guys have to be low percentage, but and didn't get fouled a whole lot. But you want to guess the top three? One of them's not on the team. Two of them are technically on the team.
So we are just discussing OKC, right?
Just OKC, yeah.
Yeah, so the first one is Hamidou Diallo.
It's not Hamidou Diallo.
Oh.
Hamidou Diallo finishes 25%. He has 25% and one percentage, which is 59th percentile.
Okay.
Still like pretty good. Like good, not great. It's Al Horford is number one.
Yeah,
60%.
Really?
It's got to be low. Like it's got to be. I don't know how many times Al Horford got fouled, but it's got to be so low. And then Mike Muscala and then George Hill are the tops. But can you guess the player?
No, but wait a second. Then I got the stat wrong. So you ask me what are the guys that complete the more and ones, or the percentage?
A percentage. It's the percentage of times that they. Here, let me read the exact one. What percentage of shooting fouls drawn did the player also make the shot? Is and 1%.
Oh, I see. Okay. No. That first guess was completely stupid. It is for players that don't get free throws, but the one that they get are because of they are N ones, or
yeah.
Does it count the entire amount of
times
free throws?
that it's the amount of times they finish.
Oh, I see. Okay. Then Horford makes sense.
Okay. So who would be the top guy that's played, a big chunk of minutes for this team?
Well, Shai finishes pretty well, I would say.
So Shai is down the list. He is 24.1%, which is in the 59th percentile.
Okay, so not good. Dort doesn't finish at all. So I would say...
Dort is 22% and one percentage. He's 40th percentile. Yeah, not so good.
No, that is not good. Kenny doesn't get foul. Svi doesn't get fouled. Baisley, like recently, I'm sure that Baisley, if you restrict to the last 10, 15 games, Baisley should be a good percentage because he finishes a lot. So I would say Baisley should be okay.
21.2%, worse than Dort.
Thank you. No, then I got nothing else.
Moses Brown is the best on the team.
But how many?
28%.
How many in ones in total?
See, that's the one thing that they're not giving me on here. A lot of times you can go over the highlighted and it'll tell you how many, but it's not telling me how many. But Moses Brown is number one, 28.6% and one percentage. It's when you're fouled on a shot. Teo Maladon, number two, 25.5%. Then Hami at 25.4%. I just thought that was really interesting. And then you go all the way down, like Poku is 12%.
Well, yeah.
Tony Bradley, 11%.
But I mean, Shai's number is interesting because he get fouled a lot. So it means that, yeah. So it basically says that every game he has at least an N1 or more, 1.5. Because I mean, if he finishes 25%, he gets fouled a lot on drives, and so that is actually a good number. I wonder how that compares league-wide. Like, say that you get a James Harden, or can you get the start on James Harden? The same one, just to have a frame of reference. Like he's way better than Shai, or it's just like that the better numbers are low number of attempts at any.
Kevin, he's about the same as Kevin. 25% for Kevin, 22% for Kyrie Irving. James Harden is low, 16% of the time. Wow. He's finishing
Last
an
season,
and
can
one.
can you check quickly his last season in Houston?
Yes, give me just a second, and I can.
This is great podcasting, by the way. Me hijacking completely your.
You just try to figure.
Sorry, but
It's
now it's
okay. It's
interesting.
funny. Last season, James Harden 22.5%, worse than Shea.
Yeah,
Russ is 24.7, which is about what Shea is.
yeah, so
Last
that is a very good number. So if you take that into account, that he gets fouled a lot and still is able to finish 25%, that is a very good number.
Mm-hmm.
That is very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. It is interesting. Okay, this one blew my mind a little bit, and it's not surprising, but when you just see the stark contrast in the number, it is a little surprising. So, so this is assisted rate. How often was a player assisted on all of their made shots? So just guess the percentage for Shea.
Oh, that I know by heart. I think it's between 10 and 15%.
Yes, 13%.
Yeah.
Now guess the number 2 and the number.
It's probably around 30%, and it's likely another. I would say it's Paisley, and it's around 30%.
It's 47%. And it's Hamidou Diallo when he was on the team.
Yeah, Hami. Yes, that makes sense.
We go from 13
Yeah.
to 47. So this is something that we need to start considering.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they're able to get one of these top guys, Suggs, Green, whoever, that can go get a shot of their own. And if you think Shea is good now, if you think he's a good player now, let's try putting a player that has gravity around him, that people care if they have the basketball. Because you look up and down this list, nobody cares if they had the basketball. Nobody cares. It was all about Shea. And he was efficient, he was productive, and he had basically nobody helping him out.
Yes, and that also explains a bit the skewed number that Shea had in terms of plus minus. I mean, to me, it was, yes, a little bit of flow. Like when Shea doesn't play, then there is more flow, and you can argue that flow helps rhythm and helps shooting, blah, blah, blah. But you could see that when Shea was having a great night, and also the team was shooting well, I mean, that team was unstoppable. That team was just winning because Shea is that good. And if you have to pay attention to anyone, then, I mean, he's great. The fact that he has this low amount of assist shot, and the fact that he drives more than probably anyone in the league, and he's one of the most efficient on drives, that is insane to me. I mean,
It's
that
insane.
speaks of a number one guy. And when, I mean, when you think about maximizing him, it's not different from what Harden had in Houston. Now, you may want to have a more functional team around him because he's not Harden, and probably you can still construct something. But he has that kind of gravity. He can do everything. I mean, the only thing that he really needs to learn is to move without the ball, because I think it's crucial.
Yeah. Especially when he has another player to play off of.
Exactly. And this is what, I mean, this is why I love Poku so much with Shea. I mean, let alone if they draft Cade, or if you have another super duper scorer in Jalen Green. That is why Golden State was working. It's because you have a crazy genius basketball mind in Draymond that you can hate. Hate him, but he's one of the best thinker of the game that there is in the league, together with Jokic and guys like that. And then you have a pure shooter / scorer in Klay Thompson. You cannot leave Steph because he's great. If you do it, then you're dead. If you play the pick and roll too hard, then Draymond will find another guy because you need to send a double team. And all that with having a guy that is glued to Klay Thompson, because, I mean, if you move from him, then it's a three-pointer. This is a recipe that OKC can replicate if Poku becomes at least an okay three-point shooter.
Yeah.
because the vision is there. I mean, he
Mhm.
throws passes that are insanely good in terms of
Mhm.
timing, in terms of accuracy. So that's the blueprint to me. And you're right.
I know.
Get Jalen Green, get Suggs, get whoever can draw attention, and Shea will be much more efficient. Sorry,
So
it was long, but that was
no, I mean and we forget about Shea a little bit because we haven't seen him play in forever. But I just want to highlight some Shea stuff today because we forget like this guy is on the star trajectory. That's what he's on. So let's just for this next one, I want to just go to the raw stats first, and I just want to talk about his 3-point improvement over the course of his 3 years in the NBA. First year with the Clippers, he kind of came in as a guy that we didn't really know what kind of shooter he would be. And he was 36% on 1.7 attempts. Like low, but pretty good percentage, and trying to figure out if that's real or not. The next season,
that is
yeah,
exactly what we said at the beginning of when the trade happened.
yeah,
Yeah, it's good, but we don't know if it's real or not.
139 attempts. You're like,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
Like, at
small.
least he's probably an average NBA shooter, and that's cool. Great. Next season comes back, takes 251 threes, and he's 34.7%. Still like, okay, well, more volume, good. The percentage dipped a little bit because of the volume. That was to be expected. Cool, whatever. This season he's only taken 173s, and that's just because of games played. Now he only played 35 games this year compared to 70 from last year. 41.8% on 6 attempts per game is a wild number. And so the stat that I wanted to go to is assisted rate on made threes. How often was a player assisted on their made shots from 3? What is Shai's number?
Let's see if the total is 15%, and I guess his 3-point rate is around so 6 shot, which is 30% of his amount, 30, even a little bit more. And I would say that he doesn't get too many assists from 2-pointers. So I would say that he's in 10%. Then it's probably around 24%.
So it's 30%.
Okay. A little bit higher. Then it's even less than what I thought from 2. He basically doesn't get assists from 2.
So that means 70% of the threes that he makes are off the dribble.
Yeah.
That is freaking crazy. Like, that's insanity.
Yeah.
That is down. He shot, so 46% of his shots, 3-point shots last season, were off the dribble. This season, it's 70%. And his accuracy is better. He became a better player. Yeah. Not only is he leading the league in drives, not only is he finishing, not only is his assist rate better, he's taking 70% of his threes off the dribble, and he's making a higher percentage of them. So his assisted 3 percentage is 30%. Guess the next lowest and who it is.
So the next lowest will probably
There's actually
be
3 guys tied. One of them's not on the team anymore, so I'll mark him off. But there's 2 guys that are tied that are still on the team.
Well, Lou Dort takes unassisted threes.
He does. It's not as many as you would think.
Okay.
I'll tell you his percentage.
Paisley does
his
as well.
assisted percentage on threes is 89% for Dort.
Oh, that I didn't expect. I thought that but it's probably because he doesn't really play every game. It's just once in a while he plays one.
So one thing that Dort does that I would almost call, like, it is assisted, but it's almost not, is that he is becoming really good at relocating around the court and finding those pockets where he gets himself open off of the relocation, and then it's like a no-brainer. Just shuffle it to him, and he hits a 3. Like that is the work of Lou Dort. That's not Teo. That's not Kenrich. That's not whoever it was that passed it to him. That was him creating the 3. And so I've seen that more often from him lately. And so this doesn't take that into account, which I would probably.
No, but it's right. I mean,
It's still assisted, but you know what I mean. Like he created the opportunity.
So it's probably right around or a little below 50%, or a little bit above 50%, the second one, and it's probably one of the either
Much higher than that.
Oh, really?
Much.
Then it is again Teo Maledon, but it's
it is Teo. Teo is one of the guys there.
But it's like 70?
79%, Michele.
Whoa!
So we talked about the difference from 13 to 55. Or no, it's 13 to 47. That's huge, right? And that's on all shots. Like that's wild.
Yeah, you're right.
But from 30 to 80?
Yeah. Doesn't make
He's
sense.
the only guy creating threes. Yeah. He was the only guy doing it. Because then impressive. Like Ty Jerome is 79. Baisley's 86. Svi 88. Dort 89. Roby 90.
Yeah.
Poku 94. And then you go to like Gabriel Deck's only taken assisted threes.
Yeah.
Josh Hall. Mike Muscala was 97.
Yeah. Mike is always spot up.
Yeah. Kenrich 93.
Yeah.
I mean, that, dude, you want to just talk about stats that just outline a superstar.
Yeah.
Like this is them. Creation. Like this is it. If you want to know if SGA is going to be a star, like this is what you'd look for. What can he generate on his own? And what it is it's everything. Like it's everything. It's around the rim. It's mid-range. It's assisted it's threes because he's only assisted 30% of the time. He's creating those 3-point shot opportunities and he's making the most of it. I mean, this is if he can, even if he just stayed this guy, right? And he just had players around him that were better, that makes you better. That makes you a better player, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like he would just get better through that. But the fact is, like, he's still a young player. He's still developing. The guy wants to get better. You know, he doesn't turn 23 until July. Like, he wants to be the leader of this team. He wants to be better. And I said this on local news last night. Like, I think that Shai's ceiling is higher than what people are even imagining right now. And it was through this season. And a lot of people kind of got on me that I wasn't down on Shai. I just kind of questioned what he was going to be. I didn't know. Like, if you were predicting this, like, you're just a big homer. You know, like, there's nothing that shows that this was coming, right? He has become a different and better player because it was, you know, over half of his threes were assisted last season.
Yeah.
It has been a wild experience with Shai, and I think he's going to be fine. I don't think this is going to be a lingering injury. You know, he's not been walking around in a boot for 10 weeks or anything like that. I think he'll be back and ready to play once next season starts. And, you know, the hope of the Thunder fan base, the hope of everybody is that they will get some lottery luck like we were talking about earlier in the show. And they're able to bring in guys that have extensive gravity on the basketball court. And that will change the trajectory of this team. And I like Scotty Barnes for all the reasons that you were talking about Draymond Green. I don't know that he could be Draymond Green on the defensive end, but offensively, he's going to contribute. And I didn't know this until Sam Bassini talked about in his podcast, but Scotty Barnes played with Cade Cunningham in high school, which I think is really pretty interesting. So he's played with like star level guys before, which is just an interesting little tick there for him.
Question for you. Say that something goes well into the lottery and you get the guy you want, no matter where, and you have an extra pick. And there is a team that is desperate to retool because they have too many big men and they shop one. And so they call you and say, well, we'll give you back Domas for a number 6, 5, whatever, and you already got the guy you want, would you at least consider it?
I would consider it. I don't know. There's weird intel about Domas.
Really?
There's some weird stuff about Domas, man, that makes me not want to do something like that.
Well, I really love.
I like
really
him. I
love
think
the
he'd be
fit.
perfect for Shai. I think he'd be perfect for a lot of things. I don't know. I mean, it all depends on the evaluations of whoever's there, right? It all depends on that. And I don't know what their evaluations are if they think, but you're already getting back a all-star level center. I also don't know. I mean, if you're Indy, do you do that? I mean, I think if and when Indy fires everybody, they have chosen Domas, right?
Yeah.
Like that's they're planting their flag on Domas Island once they fire Bjorklund and everybody else, right?
So you say, yeah.
So I don't even know that's a possibility. Maybe if they're like, man, we actually doing a little heel turn. We think that Nate Bjorklund's the future of the NBA. We need to clear house with the players. They won't do that, but it's an interesting what if. I would probably say yes to it. But the Thunder are going to have to feel really good about some things about him that I don't know if I feel good about them today.
Well, I really love the idea of having a center that can do everything, included playing pick and roll with Shai at a very, very high level, because that I think will unlock so many things for Shai. And maybe that center is not Domas, and I mean, likely that center is will not be Domas. But I really like the idea of a savvy pick and roll player.
He's averaging 6 assists a game this season. He's 20, 11, and 6.
Yeah,
he's very, very good. If they could, I don't know. I mean, they do a lot of in-league scouting too, so they would know.
Yeah, sure.
What's going on with him? But yeah, I mean that'd be fun. Like that'd be a really fun team, and you still have Poku on that team, who's going to be whatever he's going to be.
A wild man.
He's going to be a wild man, no doubt. No doubt about that.
But those stats were extremely interesting. I mean, I heard a lot of podcasts talking about Shai. Probably we already mentioned it in the Dream Team or wherever, but it's incredible. Like the 3-point shooting is, I wouldn't say normal because it's not normal, but there are stars that take the majority of the shots as a off the dribble 3, like Lillard does. I'm not sure if it's 30%, but it will be around that number. He also has better passers. So I wonder how that impacts Shai, because there is no one that can really pass the ball to him. Harden was at that level. Steph can take whatever amount of threes off the dribble. He does the relocation just because again, he has guys that can pass the ball to him. Otherwise, would you trust Steph to take 70% of his shots off the dribble? Sure.
Guess what Lillard's percentage is of assisted threes?
I don't know. I would say it's less than Shai, but again, just because it's probably he has better passers now.
Yeah, 41%
assisted. Yeah, that's okay. Again, 10%. You need someone who can pass you the ball, and Shai doesn't have that. Sorry, Theo. Sorry, whoever. It's really not. Lillard has CJ and Nurk and guys like that can really pass the ball to him. Not Melo, but the others can really pass.
Guess Luka.
Luka has a low percentage of assisted threes, lower than Shai, I would say.
23%.
Yeah, Luka takes a lot of them.
And he's at 13% assisted on all shots as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Luka, he is awesome.
Yeah.
He's also less efficient, I would say, overall compared to Shai in terms of
Oh,
advanced
without a
metric.
doubt, he's less efficient. Yes.
This is why, I mean, I don't know. What if Shai takes 25 shots? What is the perception of him?
Dude, I don't know. I think
Uh,
that I, I don't know. And that's why I'm so intrigued. And this is why this draft is so important, is because I think it could unlock that in
yeah.
Shai. Like, I think it could unlock this offensive powerhouse, because the more he's taken on and the more things he has to do, the better he's gotten. And so, like,
Which is very.
where's the limit, right? Where's the limit
Mhm.
with Shai? Obviously, he hasn't even approached that yet.
No. It doesn't seem like the great players. I mean, this is an old stuff that I already said probably a gazillion times. So I'm sorry if I repeat myself. I'm getting old. But stars, what makes them what they are is the improvement that they do one season from the other. Look at KD. I vividly remember when he was injured. OKC got Anthony Morrow, and he barely played with him. Then next season, game number 1, KD features Anthony Morrow shot, like the no the shot where you don't bring the ball down. You just that was
Yeah.
something you see, that is a player that took advantage of someone else that was on his team, and he basically stole that shot and making it his own. And that was the fadeaway. It was the passing. Like you could see KD improving every single season. And Russ after the finals. Those shots compared to one that he took in his MVP season, he completely changed the motion. He completely changed the way in which he passed the ball. That he became a rebounder. Now, not everything is functional. Not everything is, but that was constant improvement. And look, Harden. I mean, the step back. That is something that was non-existent for him when he went into the league. So Shai is doing that consistently. Is year 3 where you could see every single year improvement, new stuff. I mean, the step back, the side step 3, he barely attempted those last season. Barely. I mean, it's unbelievable. And again, this is what makes Star what they are. And I mean, with Shai, hopes are really high. If he stays that way, great. He's an awesome number 2, which is very, very good.
Very good. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the players that are assisted on 30% of their threes and less. The list is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. The list ends there.
Luka and Shai are 2.
Luka and Shai are 2 of them. James Harden this season with Brooklyn. And then there's 2 other guys. It's Giannis and it's Trae Young. The list is over.
Yeah.
In order of the least to most and up to 30%, Luka Doncic, 23%. James Harden, 24%. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 28%. Trae Young, 28%. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 30%.
Yeah.
List over.
Can you name the percentage of them?
Yeah.
Do you have them?
Yeah, 30%. 30% for Shai, 28 for Trae, 28 for Giannis.
No, I meant the field goal percentage. Yes, on those unassisted threes.
What their 3-point percentages?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, not easily.
Okay,
I can.
No,
I can stall. If you can stall, I can get there. So Trae Young is 35% from 3.
But just on those unassisted ones, is there a way to separate?
There probably is. I just don't have it on me. We can just go raw percentage even, which because it's a majority of their shots are coming.
Yeah.
unassisted. Giannis is 30% from three.
Mm-hmm.
Harden in Brooklyn is 36%.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's the thing. We're talking about this group. And then Luka does not shoot a good percentage.
Yeah.
Of all of these guys, shoots the best piece 35%. Luka's 35%. He shoots the best percentage by 7 percentage points on threes. And he is in the top 5 for unassisted threes in the league.
Yeah, that is insane.
And I'm not saying that, oh my gosh, he's so much better than Giannis. He's so much better than Luka. He's not. But here's the thing. Maybe that won't be for long. Just saying. Get better players around him. You have a coach that's implementing a system that fits him well, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to end the pod there. Thanks so much for listening to our podcast. You can follow Michele on Twitter at Mikey Berra. Follow me on Twitter, Andrew K. Schlecht. Enjoy your Monday, and we will talk to you guys again on Wednesday.